Let me unmute my mic there. Hello, everybody. Once again, welcome to ThrillGeek This week. I'm learning as I go without this mixer thing that you can do videos and stuff. And I'm going to have to come up with an intro video after the countdown, like something that plays before we go right into us. Going right from the countdown timer into us is kind of weird. So anyways, let me unmute Barry here because he's probably waiting for me to unmute him. There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But yeah, no, I think I'm going to come up with an idea for like an intro clip or some kind of little 10-second intro for the stream instead of going right into that countdown timer into the into our mugshot. So anyways, hello everybody, welcome back. How's everybody doing on the YouTubes? Barry, hello.
Hey, how's everybody going? And we've got a fair amount to talk about. A bunch of different things. Not still going to talk about HHN, but
little bit,
just teeny tiny. But
yeah, we're gonna kind of we usually don't do this because our good friend Johnny Bronto over at Haunt Scene, he does such a good job at this that we occasionally mention the smaller local haunts as things get announced, but we're gonna kind of dive into Howl-O-Scream, Busch Gardens, Tampa, Howl-O-Scream, Orlando, and we're gonna touch on some of the other haunts that are here in the Central Florida area that you may not know about, or maybe you do know about, and just kind of want to be updated on what's going on with them. But first, we do have some, as Barry mentioned, well, HHN, a few little tidbits of HHN news, but we also have some theme park news. So I'm going to bring up what happened to my screen share here. There it is. We're going to start off with some Tokyo Disney news. We got some more details about their massive expansion coming to...
Massive.
Is an understatement even for that. The huge expansion coming to Tokyo Disney Sea called Fantasy Springs. It is technically one area, but it's going to be broken up into several smaller lands. There's going to be Frozen Kingdom, which is the Frozen themed area, Rapunzel's Forest, which will be the Tangled themed area, and Peter Pan's Neverland, which is obviously Peter Pan themed. And this expansion is they're also getting a hotel as part of this expansion.
Yeah.
Called
this. Yeah, go ahead.
It's called the Disney Sea Fantasy Springs Hotel.
Yeah, and this will be the only park, I believe, that has 2 hotels built into the park. It is just wild. This thing is just, we finally have more information about the attractions itself. Plus they released some video, and good Lord. I mean, Frozen is going to have Anna and Elsa's Frozen Journey, which is supposed to be like a 6.5 minute boat ride.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll kind of go over the rides really quick, and then I'll jump over to the drone footage that they released.
Yeah.
Over in Rapunzel's Forest, the attraction in that area is called Rapunzel's Lantern Festival, which will be another boat ride. So Frozen and the Tangled area are both going to be boat rides. And then over at Peter Pan's Neverland, the attraction there is going to be called Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure.
Yeah.
And I heard some people say that this is going to be like a Soarin' attraction type attraction. I'm kind of confused as to what this is going to be. The description here on the press release just says guests join the Lost Kids, a group of fun-loving and adventurous children, and explore Neverland with Peter Pan and Tinkerbell to rescue John from Captain Hook and his band of pirates.
Because that ride vehicle looks like a boat.
Yeah.
And it's you will wear 3D goggles, and then I mean I'm as interested as what this is going to be. And this is supposed to be 6 minutes long. And then there's one other attraction, Tinkerbell's Busy Buggies, which looks to be like a traditional dark ride. At least it says it's a 2-minute whimsical ride. So, and those ride vehicles are really cool looking too.
Yeah. And then there's going to be, I think each area is going to have at least one dining area. In Peter Pan's Neverland, it's going to be the Lookout Cookout. In Rapunzel's, it's going to be obviously the Snuggly Duckling. In Frozen Kingdom, it's going to be the Royal Banquet of Arendelle. And that's it as far as restaurants. And then there's going to be snack shops, Oaken's OK Foods in the Frozen Land.
Yeah.
And in Peter, that's it for Peter Pan. They're not going to have any sort of gift shops or anything.
No, I mean, it's this is going to be a land with 4 attractions, which is just amazing. And just, it still blows my mind that there's a Peter Pan land as part of this expansion.
Yeah.
It's
and
just
let me jump over to the drone footage here that they released. Here's the drone footage of the Fantasy Springs. I think they start off with Frozen. Make it kind of big here.
Yeah, we go through some of the concept art and models.
Yeah, they start off with concept artwork, then they go to the model, and then they go to the actual drone footage.
I think people just don't understand the scale of this land is just nuts.
Yeah. This is the Tangled Land now. Some concept artwork of it. Obviously, Rapunzel's Tower is going to be a part of it. And then here's a look at the actual land. It's unreal that all this is going to be a part of just one expansion. Here's a look at Peter. This was the land that really impressed me the most with these mountains. Yeah. You'll see them here in a minute.
They're about to show it.
Right here, you can see it in the model. These clouds with these mountains. Look at this.
That is just wild.
It's so insane looking with the clouds and the mountains, and it's absolutely unreal looking. So anyways,
I mean, it's going to take what is already easily hands down the most beautiful Disney park in the world and just add more capacity to this park. The 3 main attractions, it's going to be interesting to eventually find out what their capacity is, but that's a huge chunk of capacity added to that park. And it's just I'm so excited the fact that I can't wait to see how they're gonna do, like with Rapunzel, how they're gonna do the lantern scene.
Yeah,
that to me is it's obviously an important part because it's literally the name of the attraction. But this, we've seen so little of what these attractions are. I cannot wait to once this opens up next year, just to see what they've pulled off. And once again, OLC is sparing no expense.
Yeah.
And just makes all of us jealous. So
right. Even compared to Disneyland, this is unreal. It's here are some details about the ride. Like you said, Barry, the Anna and Elsa's Frozen Journey is about 6.5 minutes long. Rapunzel's Lantern Festival is about 5 minutes long. And they give a few more details here in the Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure. That's about 6 minutes long. I read this part. Guests join the Lost Kids, rescue John from Captain Hook and his pirates. By boarding a boat and wearing goggles, guests will be able to enjoy this attraction in 3D. And then it says this attraction will have a minimum height requirement of 102 centimeters, which I am terrible at math. I don't know what that is in inches. And then I don't think the height requirements were posted for the old. Probably not, because they're boat rides. They probably don't have.
No, and that's the thing. And most all these attractions, almost everyone will be able to ride, which is just
Here's a picture.
Something that our parks over here don't seem to grasp anymore.
Here's a few pictures of the Tokyo Disney Sea Fantasy Springs Hotel. There are different types of rooms. There's the Fantasy Chateau, Grand Chateau, Fantasy. There's going to be a Fantasy Springs restaurant, the Grand Paradis Lounge, which is the lobby lounge. What is this? I don't even know how to pronounce that. Libalulu? I don't. That's a tongue twister right there.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's going to be a restaurant, and then there's going to be the Fantasy Spring Gifts, which is a shop located inside Tokyo Disney Sea. So, anyways,
yeah, it's impressive. It's just I mean, that park is already jaw dropping, and this is just going to add a whole other thing to this park. And as amazing as the Hotel Miracosta is, I can't wait to see what the rooms and the views from the new hotel look like, because it's just wild. It's funny. It's like, it's stuff, we've talked about over here about, maybe they'll finally add a hotel to like Epcot or Hollywood Studios or whatever, and it's just like, oh no, we've got one of those. We've got another one now.
Yeah. Two attached to one.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, I think the Peter Pan land is the most impressive looking to me, from just what we're seeing with the concept artwork and the models and this new. I wonder if the mountains are going to actually smoke like that. I hope they do.
I hope they do, because they're supposed to be sort of like volcanoes.
Volcanoes, yeah.
And it's just, Tokyo Disney already was a minimum 3-day. And I mean minimum. Yeah. 3-day experience. This is going to bump it up to it's a minimum 4-day experience, because it's just, there's no way you're going to be able to get, especially Tokyo Disney Sea now, to get all of this. And once again, it's like, this is all stuff that's only there. Yeah. Nowhere else in the world. And
they're not getting copy and paste attractions.
No. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting that they're getting a boat ride for Frozen. I know one of the original rumors was like you were going to be on like a sled and it was going to be, trackless. But
well, isn't Hong Kong's getting the Frozen roller coaster, right?
Yeah, they're getting a version. Yeah, they're getting the Snow White, the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and as
it's going to be Frozen
to Oaken.
Yeah.
But then they're getting a copy of our Frozen attraction, except they're going to have real faces on there.
Not the creepy screen animatronics.
No, I mean, this is all original, created just for Tokyo Disney Sea, and I would be shocked if any of this is disappointing in any level whatsoever.
Yeah. But anyways, I haven't gotten the information up on it as an article on ThrillGeek.com. We will have that up for you guys at some point here with all this new details about the Fantasy Springs expansion coming next year to Tokyo Disney Sea. So, all right, moving on. We're getting Ahsoka over here.
At Disneyland.
At Disneyland.
Once again.
Yeah. Moving on, we got the official announcement, which has been kind of the theme for Disney with Marvel and Star Wars. They kind of announced the characters are coming to the land. Although, wasn't Mandalorian kind of delayed when he made his appearance? When did he debut in Disneyland? He didn't come until wasn't it November, December of
November of last year?
Well, here, yeah, but I'm talking Disneyland.
Disneyland, I remember I went there beginning of December last year, and
yeah.
I think he had only been out for, a few weeks or a month?
Maybe you're right, yeah. But Ahsoka, on the other hand, they're getting her out pretty much. She's already made her debut. She made her debut yesterday. Yeah. Kind of coinciding with the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka on Disney Plus. And she is now a character walking around Galaxy's Edge over there. So, I'm hoping to see her when we're there at the end of September with the kids. I'm super excited that she is now a character. There's no telling if she's going to be over here at Disney World.
I mean, I'm hoping once Star Cruiser closes, maybe some of that budget can be moved over to Galaxy's Edge, and we can finally get Boba Fett. We can finally get Fennec Shan.
Oh, that's
Maybe
right.
we
We
can
don't have those yet.
we can finally get R2D2.
Yeah.
Or even just any astromech droid.
Yeah.
At this point, and then maybe finally get Ahsoka. I think that having all those characters roaming around at different times would just so much improve that land. It
would bring it to life. Yeah.
Would bring it to life much better. And then if they would finally just play the stupid freaking score in that land.
Oh, like the
play some actual Star Wars music. I don't care. It's like, screw this canon crap. How is it? Oh, we can have music on the attractions, but we can't have music in the land.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
that's the one thing with the Wizarding World of Harry Potter that really brings those lands to life.
Yeah.
Is walking around, hearing that music. It provides,
and it's not even that loud. The music's not even that loud.
No, it's not.
Just subtle and in the background.
It's very subtle. It's very subtle tracks. It's not.
Yeah.
It's nothing too powerful from the Harry Potter soundtracks that would be overwhelming. It's just very subtle background music to add that extra little. I'm an audiophile, so if you get me with my ears, you know, your senses have to be all your senses have to be completely enveloped in these lands to be immersed. Go
ahead.
All you hear in Galaxy's Edge are like ships flying by and taking off, and the Millennium Falcon like hissing and making all these like noises. Music would be perfect.
Yeah, and it can be just like Wizarding World, where, you know, depending on which section of Wizarding World you're in, you know, there's different background music, and, you know, Galaxy's Edge should be, you know, when you're in like sort of the Resistance area, then you should be hearing, and I'm fine. It can be music from the last 3 movies. You know, you should be hearing, like, you know, maybe Rey's theme or some of the other, you know, Resistance stuff. And then when you're in the First Order area, you should be hearing, you know, some of the First Order music. And when you're by the Millennium Falcon, you should hear some music that's you know, has to do with, you know, Millennium Falcon scenes in the movies. You know, it doesn't have to be loud, but there's so many times that you're walking through Galaxy's Edge and it's just dead.
It's awkward,
It's awkward and it's weird, and I've never understood it, and I hope maybe they'll finally relent and just let some of the music be playing in the background. It would
help a lot.
So much better, but hopefully with Star Cruiser leaving, maybe here we'll finally get more characters. And you know what? The more characters that you have walking around, they're not, you know, the problem with the Mandalorian right now is he gets mobbed.
Yeah.
You have multiple characters walking around all the time. That's going to go away, because I've been to Disneyland. They've got so many characters walking around on a regular basis. They're not being bothered. And guess what? You get to have a better interaction with them. I understand, you know, with Ahsoka first coming out here, of course she's sort of getting mobbed and stuff, but eventually it's going to calm down.
Yeah.
And
I've seen video of Mando at Disneyland. Now he walks around no problem.
Yeah.
Even here, when we did our Riviera stay, we were at Hollywood Studios, and Mando came out, and he doesn't have half the mob he had when he made his debut here in Orlando. But anyways, Ahsoka, she has now made her debut at Disneyland. She actually made her debut yesterday. And she's random. She doesn't have any set times. I saw they did post set times for Mando now, which was interesting. So apparently, like we were just saying, apparently his crowd levels have died down to the where they can actually post his set times now, whereas before Mando was random. So,
yeah, they posted set times. They don't tell you where he's coming out of, but it's better. You know, I think that's great. And you still got, you know, Rey, Chewie, and V
Yeah.
roaming around too, and Kylo Ren and the Stormtroopers popping out,
Yep.
which I think is great. It's that is great, but there needs to be more to really make that land feel alive. So,
well, we normally talk about pop culture stuff at the end of the stream, but I figured since we're talking about Ahsoka, Barry, what did you think of the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka?
So good.
Ahsoka, so good.
It's I watched it with Sin, who hadn't watched Rebels, and she enjoyed it. So if there's any question, like for the people who didn't watch Rebels, I think they do a good enough job of sort of introducing the characters. Does it help if you watched Rebels? Yes, because this is huge. Basically a sequel to Rebels. This
is literally live action Rebels now.
Yeah, it is live action Rebels. I love the first 2 episodes. I love that Filoni was not afraid to let some scenes linger. There was no rush.
Which is funny because there were a lot of people complaining about that these 2 episodes seemed stretched out. Like a lot of the scenes were too stretched out and too long.
I love that. I love that. I love that we're getting to sort of live in this world and live with these characters.
Yeah.
These first 2 episodes were 100 times better than the entire last season of The Mandalorian. It's just the last season. You want to talk about quick and jumpy? That would be the last season of The Mandalorian. Everything in these first 2 episodes is really thought out, really well done. I think some people, like the bigger fans, still have to understand. You have to sort of introduce Sabine and Hera, and sort of give some backstory. And I like they didn't just sort of like have sort of a backstory dump. You learn more about the relationship these characters have over the first 2 episodes. To the point of the end of the second episode with Sabine cutting her hair and
I didn't know Obi-Wan. Well, yeah, Ewan McGregor's wife plays Hera. Was I correct on reading that? The girl that plays her?
Is Mary Elizabeth Winstead married to Ewan McGregor?
That's what I saw online. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that's what I saw online. I can actually look it up here really quick. Ahsoka.
They married in 20 last year.
Yeah, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Hera. Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's been in a lot of stuff over the years. Obviously, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. No, I loved it, and if what we got to, I love the newer characters, the sort of mercenary for hire. I don't want to call them Sith because they're not really Sith. They're just they're not really Jedi. They're just sort of force users who are mercenaries.
Yeah.
So it's.
I read a description on their lightsabers because their lightsabers were like very orangish, and I was very curious as to why. Because, like you said, they're not Sith, so the red lightsaber was kind of out of the question, I guess. But I liked their very dark orange, kind of reddish orange lightsaber look.
Yeah, and then the one we were introduced at the end of episode 2, I forgot his name. He looks very much like he may have been an Inquisitor.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it'll be interesting to find out if this is a character we've seen before. But it's definitely I'm excited to see where this heading. I mean, we're getting live action Grand Admiral Thrawn, you know, and a bit, and basically,
literally played by the voice actor.
Yeah,
which is fantastic.
Once again, like they did with Katie Sackhoff and Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
No, it's great, and we will get to see. I hope I imagine. I don't know if this is going to be 2 seasons or what. I hope it's more than one season, but I'm excited. I want to see where this story goes, and it's just I don't think any of us ever thought we were going to see these characters ever in live action, and I think the actress that's playing Sabine did a really good job too. In those,
she was great. Yeah.
I was almost disappointed when she cut her hair because it was like, oh no, I love the Sabine with long hair. That looks great. And then, but no, it makes sense with her putting the armor back on. And
yeah, when she opened up the drawer, and I mean, not to get into spoilers too much, but anyways, yeah, no, I loved it. I'm hooked. The show had a very Star Wars-ish vibe to it, which may sound vague and generic for me saying that, but to me, Star Wars shows and movies have to have a certain vibe about them, and this immediately hooked me in, and I was invested both episodes and absolutely loved it. So
really, really much. I love the score, the first two episodes, and it's very different.
Yeah,
the score has a different feel to it, and then I think you post this online, live action Lothcat. That was it was cool, and then live action Chopper, which I was absolutely loved that whole chase. Just it was just we're talking the grumpy crazy droid who has probably killed more people than any of the other characters on the show.
Yeah.
It's like his body count, I think, is like in the thousands of people that droid has killed. So it's like
our good old grumpy Chopper. So
yeah, I love it.
But anyways, let's get moving on here. I'm hoping to see her at Disneyland when we're there at the end of September. If I do, obviously you guys will see lots of video of her walking around Galaxy's Edge. All right, now we're getting into some spooky stuff, some quick HHN tidbits. They finally announced the long-rumored Death Eaters that will be coming to Diagon Alley during Halloween Horror Nights 2023. They said September 1st through November 4th, which are HHN dates. And then just basic information. It says this interactive live entertainment experience puts guests face-to-face with these fantastic witches and wizards as they roam through London, lurk their way through the cobbled streets of Nocturne Alley, and challenge guests to join the Dark Lord. Now that I read that out loud, it sounds like they're going to be out there in London too.
Yeah, I really was surprised with that. I mean, not that we haven't seen Death Eaters in London in the actual books and movies. And I think when I was walking through the other day, I noticed what looked like something that's covering up a fog machine. Like it looked like some luggage.
Oh, really?
Had been added. Not that park as it is anyway, that enough fog would descend. No, I mean, I think I know it's been a mixed bag response from the HHN community over this. Because some people like having Diagon Alley as a place to go relax, and it looks like they'll probably not be. They'll be in Diagon and Nocturne in London, but they won't be. And that doesn't look like, based on what we've seen, I don't think they're going to be in the Haymarket part, which is usually the place where you have to go anyway to sort of chill.
Are you talking about like the area over by like the bar and stuff?
Yeah,
the stage?
By the stage and stuff. So I think for the average guest is really going to enjoy this. Some people won't care, but I mean, it is sort of shocking considering like remember how big of a deal it was just to have like Diagon open
during HHN,
HHN, and then now we're to the point where it's like, oh well, we're gonna have Death Eaters too.
Yeah, yep. So,
I feel bad for the regular guests because I feel like I guess they're not going to do them over in Hogsmeade. They make more sense in Diagon though.
Yeah,
but it is what it is. But it's something extra, and hopefully it'll be something that diverts some people's attention, which is everything we're going to need this year, considering we only have one show.
Yeah, true.
We need additional entertainment that's going to keep some people occupied, especially at the busiest points of the night.
Yeah. So, all right, moving on really quick. We got our first official look at the HHN Tribute Store facade, which is unbelievably impressive this year.
Yeah.
It's nothing, it's funny. It's impressive, but it's not anything like super crazy. But this is the facade. We've known for quite some time now that the facade for the tribute store, well, the tribute store theme, I should say, is going to be a comic book store. And here's a look at McPherson's Collectibles, Cards and Comics. And apparently there are all sorts of Easter eggs in these window displays up here up front. This over here is like a Halloween Horror Nights board game.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to get out there and check it out. And I can't wait to see what the inside looks like.
Yeah, I mean, the facade is so impressive. It went up overnight. I think the more impressive thing is like it's not just a front.
Yeah.
This picture doesn't show up, but some of the other pictures that have appeared online today, on the left and the right side, it actually does. The brick goes around.
Yeah, it's three-dimensional. Yeah.
It's three-dimensional. It's and that to me that just blows my mind. I mean, they really, if this is the detail just on the facade alone, I can't even imagine what the inside.
I think Brian, let me go to Inside Universal's Twitter. They posted some.
I can't even imagine what the inside of this shop is going to look like. That's just crazy.
Yeah. Here's a picture Brian took. It gives you a better idea of like how three-dimensional it looks. And then again, here's some of the many, many Easter eggs. There's several Easter eggs in here to HHN houses, Field of Scream, Strange Tales. Just tons and tons of Easter eggs.
I love how there's clearly a kids section.
Yeah,
with the Earl the Squirrel stuff.
They got Earl Holiday Tribute Store, Tales of the Holiday Tribute Store, Mardi
Spooky
Gras.
Tales.
There's Boris Schuster. Just so many Easter eggs. There's the black. This is really cool. It's like a model kit of the. What year was that when they did that facade? Was that 20?
Nope. Wasn't that last year?
Was that last year?
Wasn't that the dark ride? Yeah.
The black? No. The facade last year was that kind of. It almost looked like this. It was just like
a theater last year.
Theater, yeah. I want to say this was 2019.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was 20. I don't know.
It is all a blur as usual.
It is. But yeah, no, anyways, so yeah, we just wanted to quick show you guys those pictures of the facade. Obviously we will be there at some point here soon, bringing you guys some pictures of it. And, it looks fantastic. And the fact that they installed that thing overnight, is just absolutely insane. And it fits in perfect. You wouldn't even know it fits in perfect with the New York theme.
Yeah.
It blends right in. So, kudos to everybody involved with the tribute store this year. That looks absolutely fantastic. So, all right, moving on. I kind of wanted to talk about this. We're kind of getting into talking about haunts now. Some spooky stuff going on in the Central Florida area. This event is called Happy Frights and Haunting Nights, coming to. It's Harry P. Lou Gardens. Everybody just calls it Lou Gardens.
Yeah.
I've been there a few times. I think we've done a few photo shoots with the family there. Really, really nice park to just kind of go and walk around. But this new immersive Halloween, it'll be done by the Creative City Project and Memoir Agency. And it'll be running select dates from September 29th through Halloween, October 31st. It's going to be two, as the name suggests. Happy Frights is going to be this kind of family-oriented, kid-friendly Halloween trick-or-treat event. And then at night, when it gets dark, the Haunting Nights is going to be kind of the same thing, but they're going to up the ante with some scares and probably some other more, I wouldn't say adult, but more, scary things.
13 and up.
13 and up, yeah. It says right here, Happy Frights is an all-age trick-or-treat adventure through 12 immersive worlds. It'll give guests the opportunity to meet a dancing bridge troll, walk through a garden of sunflowers, explore a neon light maze, climb up a giant hay pyramid, celebrate Dia de Muertos, and so much more. And then there's going to be 8 trick-or-treat stations along the way. And then I think that's it as far as... and then it says Haunting Nights. is an artful, elevated Halloween event with a few thrilling surprises. Guests will encounter several characters throughout the journey that will provide a heightened level of thrill that may elevate their heart rate just a little bit. And then it says Haunting Nights has just the right amount of chilling amusements for anyone 13 and up. And they provided kind of this concept artwork. It is, like I said, it's at Lou Gardens, which I actually have a Google map up here of Lou Gardens. Excuse me. For those of you that aren't too familiar with where it is, here is downtown Orlando, and I just lost it. Where'd it go? I had it labeled here. Where'd it go? There it is. So here's State Road 50, 408. It is just right up here north of downtown Orlando. Fairly easy to get to.
Yeah, it's near the East End Market and
yep.
Gideon's and Domu and all that is.
Yep. So fairly easy to get to. And you can get tickets. Tickets start at $25 per person. The Happy Frights event entry starts at 5 p.m. and then Haunting Nights begins at 7:30 p.m. And you can visit the website by going to HalloweenInTheGarden.com. Here's a look at the website really quick. They do have tickets. They have a little map that you can check out. It looks really cool. I'm actually excited to check this out. I'm all for more Halloween-themed events in the Orlando area, which is why I'm talking about this, to bring some exposure to it. Hopefully it does well. And then it kind of goes over... here's some of the more for Haunting Nights. It says, welcome by a 12-foot tall jack-o'-lantern. There's going to be a garden of sunflowers, neon light maze, kind of the same stuff that we mentioned in our article. So, but yeah, anyways, you can check it out, HalloweenInTheGarden.com, or we have all the information up on ThrillGeek.com if you want to check that out. So, all right, moving on. Actually, right now, Johnny's probably done with his stream. Our good friend Johnny Bronto, Haunt Scene, he had the people from A Petrified Forest on tonight. They were actually announcing, I don't believe they posted anything on their website yet. Johnny kind of got exclusive rights to the premiere, or the debut, I should say, of their theme for this year, which is always fantastic. It's always a fantastic time out there at Petrified Forest. You and I have been out there several times, Barry. It's always a fun time at Petrified Forest.
Yeah, I've been going for years. I mean, back when it was only like 2 trails. It's 3 haunted trails, and it's trails.
Yeah.
Is not houses. You are going through the woods there, and it is always they change everything up every year, and it's always a wild experience. Because you get out there in the darkness, and you know you can't see, and
yep.
It's great. It's very, we always it's one of our favorites. It's been around for a long time. It's got a lot of people a lot of them used to work at Halloween Horror Nights, work there too, and it's a really impressive. If you just want to go through 3 trails, it's a fun time, and we're always excited to get to check it out every year.
Yeah, I was watching Johnny's stream before we went live, where he had the folks from A Petrified Forest on, and they were kind of going over. They're doing like a moon event, I guess, where they, like Barry said, these trails are pretty dark to begin with, but they're doing a lights where they turn off kind of their main lighting. And it's even darker out there.
I think they do that every year. And from what I've heard, it's really crazy.
Because as Barry was saying, the regular trails at A Petrified Forest are pretty dark. So the fact that they go out and they turn off even more lights and make it even more dark is something that I might want to check out myself sometime, because I've never done those ones that they do where they turn off more lights. So but anyways, just kind of wanted to bring some attention to A Petrified Forest. They've invited us out years past. And we'll definitely be out there at some point this year to check them out. They are doing a new theme this year, so they got some new things coming. As soon as we get more details, I told Johnny if he could send me information about what they're doing this year, I'll get it up on the website. and kind of help spread the word for them. So, all right, moving on. For those of you that aren't familiar with the other big local haunt, I guess you could call it, here in, not in Orlando, but Central Florida, kind of halfway between here and Tampa, in the Lakeland area, is Sir Henry's Haunted Trail. We are huge fans of Sir Henry's. They always do a fantastic job with their haunt. Obviously, we have discussed here on the stream, they are doing their new thing this year is the haunted hayride, which I'm always up for a hayride at a haunt. So I'm very curious what they do with this. Their 3 trails this year are Moonlight Massacre, Tales of the Dead, and Wicked Waters. And then they have escape rooms, they have axe throwing, and they have a midway there with food and merchandise.
Yeah, they have their original characters, including Sir Henry, out and about in the courtyard area.
Really fun photo opportunities to kind of get your picture with some of these characters and that sort of thing. Here's a look at the dates for Sir Henry's. They kick off September 29th, and they pretty much run Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The rest of September or October, sorry, the 29th.
Through November 4th.
3rd and 4th. So they're running into the first weekend of November 1st, just like Halloween Horror Nights is. So you can check them out, sirhenryshauntedtrail.com. If you want more details, get tickets. I believe tickets are about, I looked up pricing the other day because I was, they have escape. They just posted details about their escape games. They have axe throwing. And then tickets, they have a VIP ticket, an all access ticket, and general admission. So here's a look at those prices.
Doesn't it vary depending on the night?
I was going to say, I think it varies depending on the night. $27 this is opening night. I think I selected the VIP tickets, $57. This kind of gives you an idea. Let me switch over here to October. Let's go towards the end of October, see how much prices are there. $37 for general admission. VIP is 67. Yeah, all access ticket, which includes one admission, and you get admission to the hayride as well as $52. So that kind of gives you an idea of their pricing. Always a fantastic drive. Not a terrible drive down there. Like I said, it's kind of halfway between here and Tampa. Literally right off of I-4. You can see it. If you've gone to like Busch Gardens, you've driven right by it. It's right there next to I-4. So, but yeah, really quick, I wanted to give a shout out to Johnny. He's got a fantastic, if you guys are looking for more local haunts, be sure to check out his haunt directory. Not only does he have the big ones like Howl-O-Scream, but he's got a Petrified Forest on here. Several other local smaller haunts, which he's all about promoting and helping out. Here's one in Tavares, the Fear Reach Scream Park. So if you're looking to kind of branch out from the big theme park haunts and do some more local haunts, definitely check out Johnny's haunt directory. He's got some here from Lakeland area. There's Sir Henry's. Here's more out at Tampa. I think this is the one on the boat. Yeah. There's one that I think there's one that he does that's like a boat in Tampa or something. I've never been to that one. But then he's got North Florida, obviously 13th floor up in Jacksonville. I've heard him talk about this one, the Kirby Farm Scary Train. So anyways, be sure to check out Johnny's website. It's hauntscene.com. And then his haunt directory is haunt-directory-new. So be sure to check that out. So anyways, all right. Let's move on over to, speaking of Howl-O-Scream, we're going to kind of go over really quick. We haven't talked about Howl-O-Scream a whole lot. They don't do announcements like Halloween Horror Nights. They kind of push them out to social media. And they recently did a big like press release kind of showing what's new, what's returning. Yeah. So I figured we'd spend the last little bit of the stream talking about Howl-O-Scream, both Busch Gardens and SeaWorld Orlando. Starting off at SeaWorld Orlando, here's a look at their haunted houses this year. New this year is Delirium 666 Laboratories. It says the lab is a government-established mercenary headquarters established to counter the threat posed by the sirens. So that sounds, for those of you that don't know, the sirens are these creatures that they've kind of designed and they've stuck with for the last couple of years for...
they're sort of the icons of the event.
They're basically the icons, yeah. To put it, to simply put it, they are the icons of Howl-O-Scream at SeaWorld Orlando. The other new house is Dead Vines, Nolan's Nightmare. Feet don't fail you now. It says you're trespassing on her land, and it's time, and it's going to take some Nolan's magic to get you through this one. Keep your head up and your eyes open. You don't want to miss this. In the end, you might get beated, or you might be dead. Haha, I get it. And then the big change that they're making this year to the Beneath the Ice house is Beneath the Ice Meltdown. It says you're about to witness the hottest rescue attempt ever made. The ice siren has been captured, and her fiery sister has arrived just in time to release a blazing wrath and save her twin. And then Captain's Revenge is coming back. Drowned in Darkness. And then Blood Beckoning is coming back as well.
Yeah,
and
so 5 total houses. One fully new, and the other 2 are new versions of Beneath the Ice and Dead Vines. Are new versions of those houses.
Here's a look at the scare zones this year. New this year is Bloodlight District. It says those who walk the streets of this borough will tempt your deepest desires. You can fight their beckoning, but you will not win. Do not be fooled by their beauty and lust. Stay too long, and you will be forever bound by blood. Toxic Turmoil. A toxic catastrophe has caused this hidden chemical landfill to be overcome by mutated creatures, humans, and plant life. And then there's Carnival Pier. The freaks, sinister barkers, and demented clowns that inhabit the Carnival Pier welcome you to stay a while. Have a drink and a snack. You can even try your luck at the games. I'm guessing this scare zone is going to be in the... trying to figure out where this scare zone is.
Yeah. I
Carnival
don't think they're
Pier.
using the bridge. I mean, I feel like that would be a little too tight and unsafe for a scare zone, but I guess we will find out. And of course, returning our Portal of Passage, Frozen in Terror, Alive in the Ice, Witchcraft Bayou, and Terrors of the Deep.
Yep.
And then, of course, as far as shows, returning will be the Siren Song Show and Monster Stomp. And returning again will be Longshoreman Tavern. Dying to enter the doors. And, yeah. I don't remember Longshoreman Tavern. Wasn't there a drag show last year?
New this year is Carnival Curiosities. That's the new bar this year, sticking to the Carnival theme. And then Poison Grotto, Siren's Last Call, and then Tormented and Longshoreman's Tavern, like you said, are returning. And then the Roaming Haunts, obviously the Sirens. The Sirens show that they have over by
Arctic.
Yeah, Wild Arctic and Icebreaker is really cool. It's a really fun show. So if you're at Howl-O-Scream Orlando, be sure to check that out.
And then Monster Stomp is hands down the best
Monster Stomp
show.
Monster Stomp
Orlando.
is really good. And then they have Roaming Haunts, the Siren Minions, the Sirens themselves, and Camo. So there's kind of an overview of Howl-O-Scream at SeaWorld Orlando this year. We'll be there for the media preview. Excited to check it out. Always a fun time. It's a different vibe than I always say Halloween Horror Nights. It's a different vibe than Howl-O-Scream at Busch Gardens. It's a very intimate kind of party vibe, if that makes sense. So all right, let's move on over to Busch Gardens at Howl-O-Scream at Busch Gardens Tampa. Their new house this year is everybody's doing the circus thing this year. D.H. Bagham's Circus of Fear is their new house this year. They're updating Stranglewood Estates with some new effects and scares, apparently. Returning favorite, The Residence Home for the Holidays, which is always cool. I love a good holiday Christmas themed haunted house. Witch of the Woods is returning, which I was not impressed with that house at all.
No, I remember being very bored by that one.
Yeah, I was not overly impressed with Witch of the Woods. And then The Forgotten is returning with The Forgotten Uprising. And it says revamped favorite, so I'm guessing they're going to be doing some updates and some changes to that. Shows Rock the Grave is all new. This is apparently replacing Fiends. Yeah. We are not getting Fiends this year. It has been... I forgot, people online reminded me that they did announce last year that the Fiends was going to be their last one. So, yeah. But Rock the Grave is an explosive, high-energy live stage show that merges the worlds of alternative and classic rock and pop hits into an unforgettable experience. This will be Festival Field. Cirque X Scream is back. The Rolling Bones are back. Scarioke is new. It says take your turn behind the mic at the all-new Scarioke at Gwazi Plaza. Guests can select their song of choice and take a memorable photo of their experience. That'll probably be something fun to watch.
Yeah, and then
the drunks at Howl-O-Scream.
Yeah, and then there apparently will be a dance party because at Coke Canopy there will be the all-new Rave Yard, which will feature an electrifying atmosphere with music and specialty cocktails.
Rave Yard.
Listen, I give it up to Orlando, SeaWorld Orlando and Busch Gardens Tampa. They have a bunch of entertainment for both their events. It's been sort of one of our complaints as the years have gone on with Halloween Horror Nights is remember when Halloween Horror Nights had 4 shows? Yeah. It's like now we have 1. So
and then Scare Zones new this year is Sin City Zombies, which sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Basically zombies have overtaken Vegas, so probably you see lots of fun scare actors in that zone. New is Big Ed's Demolition Derby. It sounds like it's going to be a demolition derby. It says he has pulled together some of the roughest, toughest, and meanest baddies from all over Howl-O-Scream and brought them here to compete. And then Raven's Mill will be returning, Beyond the Veil, and the Junkyard.
And the really cool thing with some of Busch Gardens, Tampa's scare zones is a couple of them are basically like haunted trails.
Yeah,
they're sort of they're just it's not just you have no choice but to go through them a certain way. Especially the Junkyard, if I remember correctly. It definitely offers a unique experience. Which is one of the things we liked about, remember, we when the pandemic year, they basically did a bunch of scare zones that were basically haunted trails.
They were like one-way trails, yeah.
Yeah, and they decided to keep some of that, and it's something that we really liked, and it's one of the more unique things about the event.
Yeah, and they're doing their sale right now, so if you guys want to get, they have an unlimited admission ticket, which for... this one for $104, you get every night unlimited visits on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday for $95. They have the 2-park unlimited admission ticket where you get Howl-O-Scream and SeaWorld Orlando for $156. So some really good sales going on right now. If you guys want to snag those, be sure to check out Busch Gardens, and I believe the sales are also going on for SeaWorld as well, because usually when they do these sales, it's for both.
Yeah, both parks have sales right now.
Yeah, the behind the scenes stuff isn't on sale, but the admission, like the unlimited visit for $104, that's a really good deal.
Yeah, and even the 156 for both. I mean, you go a few times and
Yeah.
You're getting your money's worth.
Yep.
And Halloween Horror Nights has become very expensive now.
Yeah.
And
So
as we know from buying our frequent fear passes.
Yeah, no, and like I said, Howl-O-Scream is always a fun time. The SeaWorld Orlando one is a lot of fun. It's still kind of in its infancy. It's only a couple years old, so I'm hoping as the years go by here, the event continues to grow and change and evolve. But Howl-O-Scream at Busch Gardens, Tampa, always a fun time. Completely different vibe than Halloween Horror Nights. We always have fun when we go down there and check it out. So
I think one of the biggest things always has been with Howl-O-Scream is they don't have the budget of Halloween Horror Nights, but their whole thing is we will scare you.
Yeah.
The scare zones are a lot more intense, usually a lot more fog covered.
Yeah.
And just, and then they have sliders too, and they have people in ghillie suits in the bushes, and it's,
Yeah, that's the thing with the scare actors at Howl-O-Scream is they're a little more, I think Busch Gardens gives them a little more creative freedom.
Not as many triggers in the houses. There are some, but not as many.
Because I'll be walking through some of the quiet parts of Busch Gardens, and then I'll see somebody shaking a can in the bushes, and that scares me because I'm not ready for it.
Yeah,
it's the subtle little things.
Yeah, in Tampa, God knows how many times I've been gotten by someone in a bush. That's been. Those are usually the ones that always get me. Almost somebody in a bush every year in Tampa always gets me every single time.
Yep. So, all right, that's everything I have for this evening. Just kind of an overall spooky stream this evening. I believe we will be back next Wednesday. We will be going live on Wednesday, not Thursday, as we've been doing here the last several weeks, with our Halloween Horror Nights hype recap episode. I believe Emily will be here, and I believe we're working on getting I think Janine on. So it'll be a full house, and we'll all kind of go over what we're excited about for Horror Nights. I don't think we're gonna do hype lists. I'm kind of over the hype lists. We can just kind of.
There's too many things this year to be hyped for. So it's
even if we wanted to do a hype list this year, it'd be really hard because it's impossible this year.
It's more of like I think it's less maybe more along the lines of, okay, what's your hype for? Yes. Maybe we'll do something like what do you think is the house that's going to surprise people? Because I definitely already have some ideas. I think there's at least one house I think nobody really has been talking about that I think is going to really, really surprise people. But we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah. So like I said, next week, changing the schedule. We will be doing our Halloween Horror Nights 2023 hype stream on Wednesday evening. So we will be definitely excited about that because then 2 days later it kicks off. I can't believe we're literally a week away from HHN kicking off. It's got here pretty quick. So
literally, like we're gonna do our show the next day the tribute store opens
usually.
And then that night there's a pass holder preview of the was it Return of the Dead Coconut Club?
I forgot they're doing a pass holder preview for that. So
it's we're excited, and we'll be there opening night of Halloween Horror Nights at the media event, and we can't wait to
bringing you
run
all
around
the
and exhaust ourselves and bring you all the goodies.
Yep. So, all right, we're gonna get on out of here. Barry, tell everybody where they can follow you and where they can follow Thrill Geek and all that jazz.
I'm at Culture and Thrills on X. I hate saying Twitter. X.
Just call it Twitter.
Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. We are at Thrill Geek on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads.
All the social medias.
All the social medias. Facebook.com. What?
I've literally got. I used to say at like the bottom of our articles, I used to make sure you follow us on Facebook and Twitter for the latest updates on whatever that article was about. I've literally gotten to the point where I just put at the bottom, make sure you're following ThrillGeek on all of our social media channels.
Follow us everywhere.
Follow us everywhere, yes.
Facebook.com/ThrillGeek. Please like and follow our Facebook page. YouTube.com/ThrillGeek. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have the latest construction update for Halloween Horror Nights, and I believe we'll probably squeeze in one more because there's been a few more things added this week as they tweak the scare zones and finish getting all the theming in. ThrillGeek.com for the latest in theme park and pop culture news, and you can continue the conversation on our Discord channel.
I was actually debating on doing our final update, maybe doing a live stream here on YouTube or something like that.
That way we don't have to edit anything.
That way I don't have to edit it. But we haven't done a live stream yet, so maybe
that might be a good idea because maybe we can see it. It's been a while since I've done a live stream in that park to see how our signal is.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do instead of doing an uploaded YouTube update, we'll do a live stream from the park and go that route. So keep tabs to all of our social media channels. We'll obviously blast it out there, whatever we decide to do, whether it's pre-recorded or live stream. We'll figure out something. But yeah, I think we can squeeze in one more update because there's been enough going on to where we can do one more update and all that jazz. So anyways, guys, we're out of here. Thanks again for everybody for tuning in. We will see you guys next week, Wednesday evening, for our Halloween Horror Nights 2023 hype episode. So take care, be safe. Hype. Oh gosh, let me actually queue up here it is. So yeah, take care, be safe, guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you in the fog in 8 days.
See you guys.